In the Philippines, the pandemic has further intensified the challenges faced by the indigenous people, including the Aeta Youth. The lack of resources such as electricity, internet connectivity, and educational materials, and the limitations to access learning centers for most communities made the transition to modular learning difficult for the Aeta children. In response to this problem and to empower the Aeta communities, particularly those in Central Luzon, TeamLisaPH Philippines, in collaboration with EcoHumans Inc., a non-governmental organization committed to the formation of humanity's concern for the environment and ecology, along with other cause-oriented groups, extended support for Project Liwanag at Dunong. The primary goal of this project is to establish a solar-powered Aeta Learning Center at Sitio Kalangitan, Capas, Tarlac, which is a resettlement area for communities affected by the 1991 Pinatubo eruption. The ALC will serve as a hub for learning and cultural exchange that will cater primarily to the children of at least 150 families in one of the 9 indigenous and farming communities settled in the area, as well as to the adult members of the Aeta community by offering occasional supplementary learning activities such as tutorials and basic literacy programs, and housing a mini library of educational books and learning materials. In addition, the proposed solar power system of the Learning Center has the capacity to support a number of lamps that will light up the space where Aeta students can continue working after sundown, at the same time alleviating the community's concern regarding electricity. On the day of Lisa's birthday, March 27, 2022, TeamLisaPH Philippines went to the site of the Aeta Learning Center to meet with the Aeta community of Sitio Gayaman, Kalangitan, and other project participants and took part in the activities prepared for the ALC and the Aetas.
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Yay!
TeamLisaPH admins support of the research team that went from house to house to learn more about the health, livelihood, education, and culture of the Aetas in Sitio Kalangitan. And according to the data we have gathered, the children and even the adults from the Aeta community are very eager to learn. Unfortunately, the Aetas, specifically children from ages 3 to 13 years old, are still in need of learning materials, especially those which focus on basic literacy and numeracy skills. Meanwhile, there are Aetas from ages 15 to 21 years old that are still in elementary. This mapping conducted by the research team basically highlights the need for further support to push forward the education of the Aeta community. As of early September 2022, the construction of the Gayaman Aeta Learning Center is not yet fully completed, as there is still a need for the installation of walls and the solar power system. But the project has progressed a lot through the help and collective efforts of the project partners, generous donors and volunteers, and the members of the Aeta community. In recognition of TeamLisaPH Philippines' support for the project, Lalisa Manoban's name will be included as one of the supporters of the Aeta Learning Center. A chibi art of Lisa was also painted in the mural of the Gayaman ALC, along with the images of the Aeta children as a tribute. According to EcoHumans Inc., Lisa is the first K-pop idol in the Philippines to have her name recognized in the establishment of a learning center for the Aetas. Currently, there are still many things needed to upkeep the Aeta Learning Center and the Aeta community. Future projects include constructing comfort rooms, vaccination for the Aetas, and, hopefully, building another learning center. As our team has always aimed to reflect Lisa's goodness by extending support to various communities and to our fellow men, and to uphold our advocacy of supporting the precious dreams of many children, TeamLisaPH Philippines plans to provide long-term support to the Aeta community under Lalisa Manoban's name.